Hey, this is Josh from Breezy Bellows, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about leaving accordions in a trunk of your car during a hot day, which is something that you should never do. So, the reason for this is that accordions have reed blocks that hold their reeds together with wax, and insides of cars can actually get much hotter than the temperature that you find outside. And I actually got curious to understand why it was, because like energy in should be energy out, right? Like that's what we've always learned. Like you put something on a place that is hot, and how is that supposed to get hotter than the temperature that's surrounding it? And so when I read it, what I figured out was that the energy enters the car through the windows and windshields, and it's basically light energy that enters the car. And since the insides of the cars are not fully reflective, not all of the lights leave out, so they get absorbed and they become heat. And now this heat is trapped inside of your car, but because there's no way for it to go out, there's no ventilation when you're just parking your car. So the inside of the car just keeps it just keeps getting heated up, and there's no way for the heat to leave. So it's basically like uh, pouring something into a place, and there's no way for it to escape out. But I had an interesting thought when I traded in one of my cars for an older car, and I noticed something that was interesting. So in this car, we don't really have an any way for sunlight to get into the trunk. And so this is like a boot that is fully isolated from the rest of the car. And this piece of glass that we see here at the rear, so it doesn't let any of the light to enter the trunk, and it only lets light into the cabin area. So I was actually wondering uh, how that would work out in the trunk. Like, is this going to be a safe spot for me to put my accordion even during days that are hotter? Like, I don't think I'm going to do that anyways, because I don't want to like risk any damage. But I was just interested in the thought experiment, and I just wanted to open up the trunk, and there are like things in here. So this one's like black. This is my wagon, and when I actually touch it, it doesn't feel that hot. Like when I used to have it in my other car, that was a hatchback that had like light enter the trunk. When I touch this, it'll be so hot that it'll actually burn my hands. And I think it's about 80 degrees on the outside now, and this is like pretty cool. And I don't even think I'll be concerned if I have to do that. So this is the other car that I'm talking about. So this has like a hatchback design, and the glass lets in all of the light inside. So when I open this one, and I have like my music stand here, which is also black. So when I touch this is actually so hot. Like, I don't think I'll be able to put my finger on this for more than like 5-10 seconds without feeling like burnt. So that was an interesting observation. Like the moment I saw the trunk, I was pretty curious to find out whether what I read on the internet about having light enter and heat unable to exit, that theory, I wanted to test it out with this trunk, and then it works out pretty good. So for accordion players, I believe a trunk that is not a hatchback and doesn't have any entry for light, it works out pretty good compared to the other one. Is it going to be good enough to like put your expensive accordion in there and risk it out? I really don't want to give any advice on that, but this is something that I found amusing, and I thought I'd share it with the fellow accordion players. Thank you.